captive. Amy Meadows was every bit a trophy wife a man could desire. Her thin yet curvaceous frame was kept well toned by daily workouts in the couple's home gym. It was her full pouty lips that turned up at the corners and deep dimples that had made her the most sought-after debutante in Beaufort County, Georgia. It was no secret that Preston and Amy would be married one day. Their fathers were best friends. Each man headed up his own Fortune 500 company, and it was rumored that the two had been contemplating a merger for years. While Preston and Amy married for love, their marriage was also the ultimate business merger, a union that was inevitable. It was supposed to be a lucrative match for both families, and it was for a while, before the debt. But now, next to the beautiful photo, sat a stack of daunting bills. Many of them went unopened because they pretty much said the same things. Past due, delinquent account, final notice. It was easy to ignore the mail, but the incessant collection calls were harder to dodge. Even with call filtering, a few savvy bill collectors managed to get through the line. Hello, this is Pat from First Bank regarding your past due credit card account. Before we proceed, I need to inform you that this is an attempt to collect a debt, and any information obtained will be used for that purpose. Preston had heard it all before. Calls like this were expected for a regular Joe Schmo with money problems, but not for him. Not someone of his standing. Hell, he was a Meadows, for God's sake. His family had Mayflower descendants in its lineage. Blue blood. Abbott Meadows Sr., Preston's father, owned more real estate in the state of Georgia than the state did. The Meadows were Southern aristocracy. It was unheard of that someone of his caliber would have money woes. The wealthy did not let their skeletons out of the closet. It was taboo that they even admitted to having any. Most of the secrets in the Meadows family were long buried and never spoken of. Having financial issues in a wealthy family was about as hush-hush as incest was in a poverty-stricken one. No one in Preston's family knew that he and Amy were having money troubles. No one would either. Soon, things would change, and he would be able to set things right again. Preston was expecting a huge financial windfall. It was not clear exactly what day it would come, but he knew it was on its way. He was banking on it. Until then, the collection calls would continue. He looked down at the smartphone in his hand, where he had pulled up one of his bank accounts. It was in the red, almost $1,500, and that was just the beginning. Once all the other checks and transactions hit the account, he'd owe closer to 20 grand, if not more. Disgusted, he looked out of his second-story master bedroom window that overlooked his wife's newest hobby, her garden. It was ugly. Flowers were wilted and bent over as if they were tired of struggling to grow. The grass was brown and yellow in some spots, and weeds were overtaking the small plot of land at a rapid pace. Preston's gaze shifted to the right as he spotted his wife making her way to the pitiful patch. Basket in hand, she strutted across the yard as if she had not a care in the world. She wore a straw hat, an oversized gardener's smock, and a pair of gardening Crocs that turned up slightly at the toes. He couldn't see her face, but he imagined she was frowning as she looked down at the garden. Day in and day out, she toiled, digging, planting, and watering, but none of her efforts yielded good results.